All right, some controversy brewing at a Texas Starbucks after an amputee veteran is not allowed inside with his service dog.
Iraq War vet Yancey Bear and his dog Beans were there for a meeting about the service dog's training when Bear says he was repeatedly questioned about why he even needed his dog. Joining us now is Yancey Bear and his service dog, Beans. Good morning, Beans. Good morning, Yancey.
Hey, good morning, guys. How are you guys doing this morning?
We are
Good.
well. We heard your story, but talk to us about what happened. You were walking into Starbucks. Just paint the picture for us so that we can understand.
Yes, ma'am. I was walking into Starbucks to have a meeting with a potential donor and the event coordinator for Canine Companions for Independence, which is the organization I got verbena for, or from, I should say. Beans is what I call her. And as we walked through the front door, a gentleman kind of loudly stated, you know, you can't have dogs in here, and quoted some health codes. And I then said, you know, well, she's my service dog, sir. And he goes, well, you're not blind. And at this point, I actually thought he was kind of joking around or messing with me. And so I said, well, she's not my seeing eye dog. She's a service dog. And then he kind of, you know, his body language is getting all like confused, like, and he starts waving his arms, and he says, well, what does she do? And I told him, you know, she opens and closes doors and drawers. She can retrieve items for me. She turns lights on and off. And he then stated, you know, he kind of went on back and forth a little bit, and then he says, well, why can't you do that? And at this point, you know, I just knew, you know, he had not only kind of borderlined on the service dog Texas House Bill 489 law passed in January, but now he's also gone against the ADA laws by asking me this question. And then I asked to see the manager, and he said they weren't on duty. And then I asked to see, well, whoever is in charge, and made my way to a counter. And that person was just kind of like, yeah, they can be in here, but really nonchalant about it. And we got our drinks for the meeting. I thought they had comped me for the drink and the muffin for the meeting, but it turns out my associate actually ended up, they put it on her card.
Sure.
So, yeah.
So you had unrelated, you have a leg amputated, right? Unrelated to your service in Iraq in 2009, correct?
That's correct.
Yeah. So this
sir,
main thing is, so since that time, obviously Starbucks is out of line for everything you talked about. You have not heard from the corporate office, but you did hear from the district manager who said this: we have spoken with the customer to apologize for his experience, and we hope to have the opportunity to serve him again. Will you give them that opportunity?
I will not give them that opportunity, sir.
How do you feel about everything, even in retrospect with the apology?
I just feel like I don't, and this isn't any kind of attack against Starbucks. This is more against corporate America, especially the customer service industry as a whole, that they need to understand that, you know, customers are their basis for revenue. And a lot of times you go into places and they act like you're doing them a favor, or you get treated poorly. But my big stance is for disabled Americans, that, you know, you can't always judge a person by the way they look when they walk into your store, and you don't always know what their disability is. That day I had slacks and a dress shirt on, and my gait is a pretty good gait. Sure. And so you know, this gentleman, I'm sure, didn't know that I had a leg amputation, but it's really none of his business what my disability is.
Right. Powerful message, Yancey, that you have for everybody out there. We thank you for bringing this to us and sharing that message with all, and for your service as well. And for bringing Beans with you today.
Right.
Beans,
Even though Beans slept through it, which is good.
Beans.
Thank you so much.
I know, right?